Hey guys, and welcome back to my Planet Zoo SpeedBuild. This time, we'll be building an enclosure for the lovely Platypus. I was super excited when these guys came out in the new wetland pack that I literally started a new zoo just to put these guys in first. So this enclosure we're doing, it's just kind of like an updated recreation of an enclosure that I've already done, but with things that I've learned. So then, let's jump right into it. Alright, first things first, starting out with the layout. Now, for this one, I had this idea of, I don't really know how to explain it, so you're just going to have to see it, but basically raised ground, and when you walk past you can see like the platypus swimming, and then you can walk around and see the platypus sort of chilling on land whenever they do that. So here I was, just getting a feel of the area. I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do with looks, I just mentally knew what I was going to do. Again, this is an enclosure that I've done before, so I'm sort of copying it, just improving it better, because the first time I did it was kind of janky, especially because I didn't understand how the burrows worked. This time I do, and I think this looks a lot better, actually. I think I actually prefer this to the capybara one. So yeah, just sort of putting down the blocks of the foundation, just sort of getting everything right. This is something I should have done while building it. I should have made the whole thing a square and then like raised up areas after that. That would have been a smarter idea. But now it's putting in the fences. I go for the thick glass at the front and then I go for the red brick at the side. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know. Just sort of mix it up. Yeah, levels are really annoying to deal with. I sort of neaten up. Go around. I think this is where I chose the red brick. Yep. Switch it. There we go. Building it. And then I realized, wow, I should have land there so I can put the fence around it. Yeah, that would have been great. Anyway, continuing on, just sort of smoothing it out. Filling that little bump there. I'm not going to make any stands for the platypus because I think they're fine. Honestly, I think they will be just right. So yeah, just finishing up the fence line. This one is super quick. This looks kind of weird because of how it is in the dirt. So I try and fix that a little. And I end up doing something actually really cool. You'll see that later. But if we continue, yep. Flatten that out. Bring that up. Again, I should have just made the whole area square except for where I was going to put the water in and then build on top of that. Would have been smarter. No for next time, actually. I know for next time. So yeah, we're just finishing off this fence line. Just trying to make it fit exactly to the land. I don't really want to hide the dirt. I don't exactly know how I would hide the dirt. My idea for this side was to have one-way glass, and then I realized with the thick glass you can't do one-way glass, which really sucks. I think you should be able to do that. Frontier, please. It's really nice glass, and I wanted to do one-way glass, but I couldn't, so I changed it to the brick. And then did one-way glass that way. I really do like how you can change the direction. I found that out recently and I'm like, oh my god, this is great. No longer do I have the guests not being able to see the animals. I do know that they can still see them. And for this one, I did something cool. I decided I might do a little like outdoor decorating with panels. So I was just sort of going through, looking to see what I liked. Started with the brick, I went, not really a big fan of the brick. Brick's kind of cringe. Then I ended up on these wooden panels, and I'm like, you know what? These are nice. I like them. I don't exactly know why I chose, I just think they looked appealing. That was it. It was simple. So yeah, I'm just sort of building up the outside. I sort of hiding up that dirt. And I guess making it look a little nicer. What would have been smarter, actually, now looking back at it, I could have done like brick down the bottom and then wooden fences around the top and made it like a pretend little house, but I like it. I like the wood paneling. I think it looks nice. As you can tell, I'm not the best at building these objects. I find that there's a little overlap places. It's a little messy, but nah. A lot of it is just figuring out how it's going to work. There's a lot of Control Z. I think this bit probably took me the longest. There was a lot of This takes an overly long time, so I'm just going to quickly speed this up so we can get on to the next bit faster. Alright, with that out of the way, it's now on to the pathing. Again, I wanted the little upside so people could see into the enclosure from the side. Also in here, I had this idea of like blocking off the entrance area with the gate that belongs to the wooden slats. I spent a little bit on this, it didn't take so long. It was actually surprisingly easy and quick. I do really like how this bit turned out too. I think it looks nice. It's nice and simple. I'm trying to push myself just a little bit. Improve my skills just so ever so slightly. And again, as I mentioned in the first episode, I suck at building like the objects. I think I'm much better at habitats, and I'm definitely improving in my habitats. But yeah, I'm just putting these wood slats around the little path to give the zookeepers, so people can't see into the enclosure from there. The round ones. This was really nice. I thought about using that. I think I did use that because it's like it crops and sparks a little bit. Then I bring it down to the ground so it's not just floating in the air. I think this one, yeah, I manually did it instead of using that because it didn't line up. And I know it's not the biggest deal, it didn't look as nice. Looking back, what would have been smarter was to click on the objects, duplicate, and then move it down. But oh well, too little, too late. And then it took me so long. I was looking for like a staff only sign, and I'm like, I'm sure there's one. I've seen one before. Where is it? And I'm looking through all the signs, and I'm like, none of this. Do I have to just write a sign saying staff only? And none of the writing signs was like really hitting me. So I looked through the signs. I'm like, it's not here. It's not here. I swear there was one. And then I remembered security. There it is. The hand. That works. And then I had to try and put it on the gate without it being in the gate. It's just so you can see it. And make sure it's straight. And then I was like, hey, maybe I should put a security camera up here. Just to like tell people you do not enter this area. Do not try and touch the platypus. Well, when there's platypus in here. And then now I wanted to put just a different walling on the back. I wasn't a big fan of like having the brick. I just don't like how it looks. So I'm like, hey, I could maybe make a paneling with something. And then I found the Australian wood. First things first, I put the burrow down because last time I made a enclosure for platypus, this burrow gave me so much problem. But yeah, I find I believe it's like the Australian wood slat. I remember it being Australian wood, and I'm like, oh, this looks really nice. I was also just exploring to see what they have, because I don't look at the building options too much. But yeah. Oh, I also put a pillar underneath here. I don't know. Give it some stability. So with the pillar down, it's now time to finally work on that back wall, like I said it was. Yeah, I use this Australian wood. It looks nice. I could have, if I wanted to, like, bothered to do it around the inside, but I'm like, I can't be bothered, honestly. It's effort. That's too much effort. I like focusing on the enclosure. This was just a little fun. It's a lot finicky, but I think it turned out okay. There's a little texture on the other side, which, it's okay. I didn't think I was going to be able to get this straight anyway. So yeah, I just really like the patterning on this wood. I'm talking about this wood so much, but I think it looks really, really nice. And that's something I might start doing a little bit more. Even though I know I said in the first episode that this is just going to be focusing on building the enclosures. I'm like, maybe I should push myself just a little bit. Decorate them. Explore a little what the game has. I tried putting this here. It wasn't really working. It was kind of being annoying. So I think I switched to a smaller one, which leads to this weird sort of, you can see the wood like peel up a little bit, but I don't think it's too noticeable. You can only see it if you're like directly standing next to it, and no guest should be directly standing horizontally to this, unless they're looking in, but there's rocks and plants in the way later. So yeah, you can kind of see how uneven it is. I tried to make it match up as best as possible, but you can only do so well. Alright, now with that basically done, it is now on to my favorite bit. Oh no, wait, no, I remember. I did the sides. I didn't do the rocks. I was like, maybe I should bring it down and have it like, I didn't know exactly what the look I was going for. Maybe some sort of building. I don't know. But I wanted these triangles to sort of lean in. Like following how the fence goes up. Which you'll see I moved the fences to be there. I think it sort of just brings the background in instead of just being flat feature wall. It has an almost 3D aspect. Well, yeah, and I try and like fix this. I also make the fence smaller on this side to be 2 meters, because last time I checked, platypuses cannot jump. They're not that tall, they're not very good at climbing, unless the name is Perry. I make that a full wall because not where you're going to be able to see through that anyway. Yeah, and then here it's just trying to figure out the best way to fill in the space. I go in one deep just in case, just to fill up any space, if in case there's anything there. I gotta fix up the fence on the other side. I think it's me thinking. Sometimes I pause and I go, Yeah, alright, that's pulled all the way down. Edit the fence. Put that there. And just... Okay, you can't. I'm just looking around. I think it looks nice. I think it looks really nice. But now, that water. I wasn't 100% sure if the space was deep enough, and instead of checking first, which would have been the smart idea, you should always check first, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna dig in some down here. I'm just gonna dig a little down here, I'm gonna put that back, I'm gonna put the glass, and then I'm gonna check. It also brings it out a little bit more, which I think does look nicer. I had to drag that because it's being weird. But yeah, I think how it comes out in that little, I don't know, what would you call that? That shape, it looks nicer than it being straight. Yeah. It allows the platypus to become closer to the audience, which is not what they want. I don't think they want anything to do with us, honestly. Yep, put in the feeder, underwater feeder. This little area is going to have so much swimming under the water. It'll be so great. I only put in one because there's only going to be 2 platypus. Because they don't like too many people. So I only put in 2. And then for the ground, I put in the aqua rocks because I don't use them often. I thought, hey, let's try something new. So I put in the aqua rocks. I was thinking about having the whole thing in being aqua rocks, but I didn't want to do that. Also, you can see that I forgot to do the terrain painting first, and then I went, oh heck, I forgot to do terrain painting, and then I quickly did it, still putting so much effort in. I think it turned out okay. You don't see a lot of it anyway. It's a lot rougher than the other one, but both get hidden by rocks. It's not that big of a deal. I was thinking about putting like arches and stuff underneath. I think I just ultimately decided against it and then completely forgot about it until looking over this coding and go, oh, I touched the arc. And actually, it might have been a nice idea to put the arc over where the food is. I thought that then you could see like the platypus swimming through an arc. Probably would have been a nice touch. Oh well. I like putting this rock in for a little bit of texture because I thought they all the same. It's very flat. Probably not going to use these rocks too much, honestly. They're alright. I was looking at the plant life that the platypus like, so I can know what stones I have available, because I try and keep it relatively natural. I played around. I thought the desert, because I thought they might match the color of the fake rocks, and then I was like, I don't know. I wasn't liking how it was looking. It's too yellow. It wasn't what's the vibe I was going for. I kept one, as you can see. It's the hidden one. It's the fancy one. It's the shiny rock. This one, I was a lot more haphazard with how I put down the rocks than in the capybara one. I think I cared a lot less. Also, because this is like straight up and down, it is a lot easier to just slap rocks. But yeah, I'll speed this up because this bit takes a little bit, and it's just me putting rocks down, and you've seen that already. I don't know what it is with these rock jetties, for lack of a better word, but I've kind of been obsessed with them recently. But now with putting down the enrichment items, platypus don't have too much, so I made sure to put in a lot of those little rock sprinklers. I think you would have saw that in speed up. because I was doing the side. I bought the 2 platypus to make sure I know what I need before I go in, because I remember that they have a limit of what they like. And then I just sort of putting rocks around their little cave area. You know, I didn't want to keep that too exposed, so I tried to make it like rocky, because I don't really know what else to do with those areas, because I think the exposed ground looks kind of gross. The capybaras mating a lot in the background. I think they give birth by the end of the video. So in the span of this, the capybaras both mated and gave birth. But yeah, just putting down more rocks around the cave. I'm trying to make it look cavey or rocky, like a rocky outpost. It turned out alright. I just wasn't sure what to do with this area, because I know you need like a little bit of dirt for the mound to go in, which confuses me for some reason. But yeah, I tried filling up the little bits, making it look less flat, but also not making it look too, I don't know what the words I'm looking for. I just tried. I put rocks around it so it's like they're dense in the rocks, if that makes sense. Instead of there being like, oh look, there's a rocky outpost. Oh look, there's a den dug underneath the rocky outpost. Nah, they found a hole and they've moved it out, which I guess is a den under the rocky outpost. But now, we're on to plants! Yay, my favorite bit. I think I was just waiting a little bit for the platypus to get him. Oh, waiting for the notification to come up. I tried to put link in a bit down first. I knew if I did a little plantage, it would be fine, but I wasn't exactly liking what I was doing. But yeah, they're home, they're in, look at them go, look at them go, they're so cute, I love them. Yes, I do really like the platypus. Putting down, make sure I'm actually terrain painting this time. Learned from my mistakes from last episode, I'm actually terrain painting. I think they like it. Tried to put in what I needed. It's a little rough, little messy. I think it turned out decent. I've sort of scattered things around randomly. Wasn't exactly sure where I was putting everything. Covered up a rock there. I realized, wow, that's a really big open empty space. Because they're a lot easier to see when you've like terrain painted on them. Now it's time for plants. Plants. My main focus here was just bushing up around the little den. Make that look nice, and then I focus on the rest of it. Sort of just putting things around sparsely, because I know they like some foliage, they don't like too much foliage. I put it there around the food, because guests want to see them eat? No, too bad. One of those plants, 2 of those plants. I put a little bit of plants on the rock. Just a little, just spruce it up a little. I know it contributes like minutely. Maybe it doesn't contribute to the foliage. I just wanted to do it. I think it just makes the rock look a little bit nicer, even if we are the only people who will see it. I put that tree there. I don't think it stays there long. Maybe it does. It's my favorite thing. This tree. You will see this tree a lot. I love it so much. Put it down, put it there. It's so nice. I will find an excuse to use this in almost every single build. I love it so much. Also, these like dead looking plants, I adore them too, because I think they're really good at making it feel like barren-ish. Not like barren, I can't think of the right word. I just think it's a nice like addition without making things look too green. It's one of my favorite things to build with, I think. I put that tree in there. I was like, oh, this is a really nice tree. Let me just put it there. And I did. That was my thought process. I hide the feeder again. I like to try hiding the feeder. I think if you can like try and hide it from the audience, it looks a little nicer. These, I also love these. I might be biased because it's an Australian plant, or they look very similar to some plants that we have here, and I'm Australian. I might be entirely biased. You can say that. Oh yeah, I deleted that plant. I didn't like it. I thought it was really ugly there. But yeah. A lot of the plants I like are the lot of plants that look very similar to here. I think I enjoy doing the Australian ones a lot more than other creatures. But yes, it is done. So now let's look closer at the habitat. The platypus spent most of its time just swimming in here, not too exploring, so I put it in cinematic. I think it got some decent shots. It did some nice aerial views of the enclosure. But they look so cute, but also a little bit funny when they swim. I think I might notice it a bit more because I'm, like, right now I'm doing a 3D modeling class, and even though my 3D model sucks, I am learning a bit. 3D modeling's really actually fun. But anyway, platypus. They're just swimming, they look happy. I love platypus. I think I've seen one in a zoo once when I was a kid, and I want to see another one because they are great. They are so silly. Fun fact about the platypus. When the English explorers first came to Australia and found these things, they got one, they taxidermied it, and sent it back to England. And all the English professors there is like, no, this is fake. They kept trying to find the stitches and went, damn, whoever made this taxidermied animal did a really good job. Until they had to bring a live one back. Yeah, they had to bring a live platypus from Australia to Britain so they would believe it exists. It's just my favourite story about platypus. And I think it sums up it. I think it just sums up the creature very well. Now I'm just sort of admiring my work, because I didn't really do this with the other one, where I just look over the finished product. This is really pretty. This is really, really pretty. I'm really, really happy with this one turned out. A little bit cracked ass, whoops. Yeah, but I think it's so simple. It's so nice. I love it. I love it so much. If I was a platypus, I'd want to live in this enclosure. But yes, that was that for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, go on, tap that subscribe button. In the description is my Twitter. You can follow me there. I post drawings, updates, just random thoughts. But yes, thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!